Hey there, and welcome to Change Your Mind. My name is Michael, and for more than 15 years, I struggled with anxiety and depression, and it truly wasn't until I was about 41 years old when I went to visit a homeopath that I really started to find some true solutions and true healing to my situation. So I'm going to talk about homeopathy today, what it is, how it works, and all that good stuff. So homeopathy is a mode of healing that was created by a German physician named Samuel Hahnemann around the year 1790. Homeopathy is a medical practice that focuses on curing the underlying causes of disease instead of suppressing the surface symptoms. This result is achieved by treating the human organism as a whole by considering all aspects of body, heart, mind, and spirit, meaning that is a holistic approach that considers the experiential aspects of a human being on all levels, including the physical body, the emotional state, the mental state, and the realm of beliefs in the subconscious. So in other words, a homeopath takes a very deep interest in understanding all aspects of your being, and so it's a very intimate and in-depth process of discovery, really. Now, how is it different? In a homeopathic consultation, there's a lot of talking. The first visit typically is between 2 and 3 hours, and it's very intimate. You should expect to talk almost continuously during this period, perhaps more than you ever have in your life. And although it can be a very challenging conversation, because you need to be really, really honest and open about your experiences, and transparent and real and truthful, but it's one of those rare conversations that can totally change your entire life. Not only just from a sense of well-being, but your complete perspective and worldview and paradigm. Now, the objective of this conversation is for the homeopath to delineate what exactly is going on in all realms of your experience of life. They really want to dig into those areas where you may not even have access to. They're looking at, the way that you view the world through your experiences and how it shapes your day-to-day life. And what they really want to do is they want to get a good sense of what things are like when you're feeling really, really, really well and on top of the world. And then what things are like and how you are and how you experience life when you're ill at ease, like you are in the moment that you're going to see them. And through this way, by getting a very good picture how things are when you're well and then how things are when they're not, they can kind of separate the energy that's associated with your unease or dis-ease and create an image of exactly what that energy on all the different levels, on all the different experiential planes of life, the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. They can get a really good picture of that to use as a comparison. And so a lot of this is done to form this image of the bigger symptoms that you're experiencing. The homeopath really focuses in on the words that you choose to describe your experience, because the words really are, the descriptive words kind of really paint the energetic picture of what's going on inside of you. Because the homeopathic model of health is a relative one that's based on balance and imbalance, so a healthy person is balanced and an unhealthy person is imbalanced, they really need to dial in that comparison between how you are when you're feeling well and how you are when you're not. And it's very important. So by considering all of the different elements, the energetic elements on the various planes of existence, they create this picture, and then that energetic picture is then compared with a remedy from the repertory of known and proven remedies. So basically, there's a picture of the energy related to your state of disease, and then there's a corresponding picture from remedies from the effects that are produced, effects or symptoms produced in a healthy individual, and they try to match those two energetic profiles. So remedies themselves, there's all these different remedies, and they're compiled in a volume known as the Materia Medica, or basically medicinal materials. And all of the remedies are made from highly diluted solutions that are taken from typically natural sources. Often they are plants, minerals, or any other form of material that comes from the earth, basically. Some of them are from living systems, some of them are just from inert things like calcium carbonate, salts, things like that. The idea is to match the energy of your ailment as closely as possible to an energy profile associated with a specific remedy. And then once that is determined, the most suitable remedy is then given to the patient. Now you may be wondering, okay, this is fine. How exactly does this work? Well, there's a lot of different ideas on how it actually works. But the basic concept is that the remedies work through the concept of resonance. So we're talking about on the level of energy. Remember that we're talking about the realm that's beyond the physical, so beyond any of our means for perceiving the world, the physical world through our senses. We're talking on a level that's oftentimes much above what we can hear, see, taste, smell, or touch. And this is one of the reasons why the remedies are so highly diluted or potentized. It's called potentized. And if you can imagine, right, the physical world vibrates at a certain level, but then when we start to get up into the realm of emotions and thoughts, the vibrations are on a much higher level. And so typically a lot of the remedies, they're kind of in that range of, we're talking energetic vibrations between 1 and 100 hertz, kind of on the mental plane. And so again, this is in the area of things that are not physical. And so one of the rationales for the dilutions and the remedies being stronger at a higher dilution is the concept where there's none of the original atoms from the constituent substance are actually left in the remedy. It's just basically the energetic fingerprint that's left behind. So there's no molecules, there's no atoms, it's just the energy in solution. Now, kind of as crazy as it sounds, it's a necessary requirement for these remedies to work in that realm that's above the physical. I like to think of the curative mechanism of homeopathic remedies as kind of working on the same principle as noise canceling headphones. And so the way that those work is that you have the incoming wave pattern of the noise, and then there's a circuitry, a microphone that picks up the sound wave of the noise and then generates an opposing waveform that's equal in amplitude and frequency that's then added to what is put to the speakers and the headphones, and that effectively cancels out the noise. The two combined work together to create destructive interference and thereby cancel each other out. And so if you take that kind of idea, that concept, and apply it to homeopathy, if you can imagine that when the homeopath does their initial consultation and they're creating this image or picture of the waveform or the energetic profile of whatever's making you, whatever component of your being is actually putting you at disease. And then so they match that profile to the remedy is then applied in such a way, and if it's the right one, if it's the right fit, the right match, it should effectively cancel out that negative energetic pattern that's actually bringing you down, and then you should be freed from it and lifted up back to your center. And so if you take that model of the noise canceling effect in headphones, and you have the incoming wave, and instead of the noise canceling circuit, that's the homeopath, and then the resolution is the applied remedy, then you can kind of see this is kind of the model that I like to use in order to understand how the mechanism of energetic resonance through destructive interference works in homeopathy. So effectively, the energetic profiles of the disease and the remedy are matched, so they combine, cancel each other out, and the disease is basically eliminated. Again, we're talking about energy on the levels of the mental and emotional plane, roughly at frequencies that will correspond to brain waves. We're talking frequencies between 10 and 100 hertz, and above the vibrational frequencies of physical matter. So like everything else in life, this type of healing is a process that requires a significant amount of trust and faith, both in the healing practitioner and the patient and the remedy. They all kind of have to come together in this harmonious interaction that's based on transparency, trust, and faith. There's also a certain amount of faith in the forces beyond our perceptions that create and maintain all life processes. So in many ways, it's kind of a spiritual process. It truly is. It's very intimate, it's very personal, it's very spiritual, because you are allowing someone else to enter and observe your inner world in a way that's very unique and very powerful. Homeopathy has been known to bring relief to many thousands of people that were suffering and that were unable to find solutions to their problems through any other conventional means. And so it's known to have a very powerful effect for those that are open to the possibility of exploring it as a potential solution to their problem. The proof of its success is in the many thousands of people that have found relief from their ailments through the curative process. A really beautiful thing about homeopathy is that so many of the people that practice this form of medicine have come into to be practitioners as a result of their own personal experiences, their own struggles with an illness or disease. From my personal perspective, this is a great indication of the healing power of this particular modality, and the simple fact that so many of its practitioners have had a positive experience and inspired them to go on and to become homeopaths, I think really says a lot about the practice itself. It really says a lot about the healing power of this modality to really reach into the deeper levels on many of the different planes of human existence to produce successful results. So if you are confronted by a condition in life, whether it be mental, emotional, or physical, then I highly recommend that you seek out a homeopathic practitioner, because there's a good chance that they can help you find a solution to your problem. From my own personal experience, homeopathy has made a really significant impact in my life, and not only helping me to address physical limitations that I've experienced in my life, but also to help me better understand myself on an emotional and mental level. And it's really helped liberate me from parts of my past that were really limiting my ability to flourish and grow my full potential as a human being. And so, yeah, if you get the chance and you're stuck in a position where you're looking for other alternatives in order to get past this thing, whatever it may be that's holding you back in life, then I highly recommend that you look into homeopathy and give it a shot. Really, at the end of the day, you have nothing to lose. At the least that can happen, you'll come out of the experience with a really great conversation that will make you feel lighter and perhaps help you to understand yourself in a better way. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Thanks for being here. It's been a pleasure sharing these ideas with you. And as always, it's a sincere pleasure to have you here. Your presence is truly a gift. Until next time, see you later.